can't believe we're going back there.
No,
I can't believe Mike Ashley's done this.
Are exactly the same level of manager.
A few inches later.
I didn't say that they were the same caliber of manager.
You just said that!
I did not. I said their achievements as managers of Newcastle United are in the same bracket. Fucking cock.
Christ, hiya, welcome to an NUFC fans forum. All the good ones are during international break when there's absolutely nothing to talk about. Isn't that right, Ross Twaddell?
Yes,
And Simon Gallagher.
Yes.
Before we start, I'd just like to say a big hello to the lad I was playing football with on Monday who said, "Good game, mate. Please tell Simon to stop talking such shite." There you are. I've told him.
The secret's out, like, innit? Everyone's cottoned on it. You haven't got a fucking clue what's going on.
Well, that'll not come back to haunt you this week, Simon, because there's nothing to really talk about.
I'm sure I can say something.
I suppose the best place to start is away from Newcastle United, because it has been the international break. Did we all watch our various brave boys in action? Because I did.
Bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs.
Kieran Clark versus Mitrovic last night. Actually, it ended up being Kieran Clark and Big Daz Murphy versus Mitrovic.
Yes.
So my heart was in two places at once. I've got a question for you both. Why is Mitrovic absolutely on fire for Serbia?
Because Dusan Tadic plays.
What are you talking about? He's got 8 and 8. I saw this stat before last night's game. It's 8 and 8 for them and 2 and 2 for us.
Right. One of which is a slightly more impressive stat than the other. You would consent.
You would, but it's a similar ratio, isn't it?
It is. It's exactly the same ratio, in fact. But
what formation did Serbia play?
last night he was up top on his own with his back to goal on the halfway line most of the night. But he looked every time they put it up to him, it stuck and he played it off and it was very good. I think it's 4-2.
He doesn't do that for Newcastle, though, does he?
What does he do?
Misses the ball sometimes, bounces off him, fouls people.
Why is it fundamental errors he makes for Newcastle?
Maybe he's just lonely.
They've got better midfielders than we have.
It did occur to me last night that he was playing with Tadic and Matic and Ivanovic and
Tosic.
Kolarov and Is Tosic still there?
That one we used to play with Man United is Tosic.
Pific.
Bladic.
Spaffic.
Spunkic.
I've gone. Yep, I've taken that one along. Is Serbia just a better team than Newcastle?
Yes. We wouldn't beat them in a FIFA game, would we?
Find out on NUFC
to the console.
Their midfielders just set up better to take advantage of them. Like, they'll give him the ball.
But
better.
I didn't see last night's game. I saw the moment though, which I'm sure we'll get to a bit later.
The goal.
No.
Oh,
the moment where fucking Flosbury flopped himself down.
It was a smart bit of play. That relieved all the pressure.
I'll be honest. The last fans forum we did, you said you'd quite like to see people do it, and he went and listened, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Hello, Alexander.
Of course he
I've
watches.
lost what I was going to say. But if you're saying he's link-up plays a lot better than what he does for us, why is that? Because that doesn't depend on who you're playing with. That's just you, isn't it?
His manager might be asking him to do something else.
When he went out last season and Big Daz came in, the difference in the link-up play there was staggering for me. Darryl was a lot better than Mitrovic was.
Murphy got a lad sent off last night. How? By just bursting clean through, and the lad couldn't keep up with him, so he just hacked him down. I couldn't.
Darryl Murphy.
Honestly, I think it was a throw-in or a free kick just over the top, and Big Daz Murphy just was like that, off. He was away, and the defender, young lad, to be fair, just ended up scissoring him.
Best player in the world,
Must be on the peds if he's bursting through.
On the peds.
Best player in the world.
He looked at it. He made a difference when he came on. Kieran Clark was quite good last night.
He was a good signing, man. Let it go, will you?
Kieran Clark played well last night, which will not surprise you, Roddle, being that you're the
Roddle.
Ross Trell. Roddle. You are a big convert to the Kieran Clark.
I'm still waiting for him to
inevitably mess up.
Last night wasn't the night. They were just. I mean, they.
Wait, he played against Mitrovic, wasn't he?
That's 8 and 8 Mitrovic, mate.
2 and 2 as well.
Is he top scorer in Euros? In his group,
must be up
top
there.
scorer in his group. I don't think he's top scorer in the whole qualifiers.
Have there been 8 qualifiers? Because they might not be just qualifiers.
They've only been on the go for about a year, haven't they? So there must be about 6.
So it's probably friendly.
I hate international football. I really hate it. Not as much as Rob Elliot must hate it, though. Because Darren Randolph's been... Where's he now? Was he Hull or something?
Borough, isn't it?
Borough. And Rob Elliott's commanding a number 1 position for Premier League huge club Newcastle United.
Slightly accidentally commanding it. Because we couldn't sign anybody.
Is that?
And Carl Darlow is not wanted for some reason. And Freddie Woodman's not ready.
They still gave him the number 1 jersey, which is obviously a big vote of confidence. Is it? Do squad numbers even matter anymore?
I think the vote of confidence went out the window when he must pick up the paper every day and see Pepe Reina, some of the guy from Italy. Who else has been
Caballero.
Went to Chelsea.
Adrian. Christ, there was a lot of goalies like this summer, weren't there? Speroni?
No.
Is he still good?
Wouldn't surprise us.
Wayne Hennessy.
It was Hennessy, I knew there was
Hennessy?
Right at the end, we got linked with Hennessy.
God, I missed that.
It was just made up. It's as made up as me saying Speroni. So
fair enough. Rob Elliot aside.
Also,
I'm worried
to go back to that numbers thing quickly. Dwight Gale's number 9.
Mm-hmm.
And he supposedly wasn't.
I think the first video we ever did was looking at how important the number 9 was, whether it should be Gale or Mitrovic or Paul Dummett. I'm a bit worried that I'm getting through my seamless transitions and talking points very quickly here. But Freddie Woodman made his under-21 debut. Was called up for both games, sat on the bench for the first one. Clean sheet for the second one. If he's in the under-21s now, can we not just lump him in as first choice? Because I know he's young, but...
The time to do it was last season when we're coasting a little bit during that period. Like halfway through the season, if he wanted to.
He was on loan, wasn't he?
Was he? Oh, was he in Scotland, was he?
I don't know. I can't remember.
He was out on loan, but I think he was only on short term.
But last season would have been the time to do it. I personally think it's a little bit unfair because it might have a case of the Jack Annex on him. He's Arsenal
very promising
all over the
goalkeeper,
6-yard box.
Same thing happened to Fraser Forster though.
Was it Leeds away?
We gave him one friendly.
Horrific.
We gave him one friendly.
But it was one of them. You don't come back from those mistakes.
To be fair, Fraser Forster's got a rick in him. He's always had a rick in him, but he's probably better than what we've got now.
We apparently got rid of him because he couldn't kick very well. And he worked on his
Tim Krul has the worst distribution of any goalkeeper I've ever seen.
Shea Given was always pretty bad.
Shea Given was bad, but Krul...
It's why we're talking about Rob Elliot doing it well, because no other goalkeepers have ever done it.
I remember that actually when Krul got injured. I think it was one of the years we were really bad under Pardew, so narrowed it down.
When Stevie Harper came in.
You know, when it got down to Rob Elliot. No, it was when Rob Elliot was second to Krul. So it was Krul, Elliot, then Harper. And Krul went out the team and everyone was a bit worried. And the first game Rob Elliot came in, he took a goal kick and it went to one of our players. And I remember sitting there in the pub going, I can't remember the last time I saw that happen. This is extraordinary. And then he did it again. He got it out of his hands and he put it in
somebody's face. He's lost it, though, so far this season. He's kicked it out of play. But
yeah, good stuff this week. Goalkeeper distribution. You wouldn't put Freddie Woodman in?
I think it's a bit unfair.
I know. I don't think he'd be bothered. I think it's a great opportunity for him.
I think, to be honest,
if he does make a mistake, there'll be the finish of him.
That's true.
But
Carl Dollo did, and what happens when that these days now is that if he makes a mistake, the crowd will go, oh, and then Twitter will go, stop doing that, and then the next game, the crowd will be like, will have made up a song for him, and they'll all be wanking themselves off over him in the crowd.
Just say you don't like Michael Martin.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
We've got a big checklist of all the other commentators and pundits and fans we're going to annoy this week, have we?
We're going to give them some tips on how to do good videos.
Oh Jesus! Oh God! Spare us all.
I would put Woodman in.
Cat nuts.
I would
keep that in.
Keep that one out.
I would put Woodman in.
You would put Woodman in?
But I just don't have that much faith in Rob Elliot, to be honest.
His saves have been quite good. It's just he's kicking.
I saw on
don't know whether
Twitter
positions
the other day, one of his first starts for us was against Man United. It's the year after we finished 5th. And Marra scores this free kick. And I'm not joking. Rob Elliot dives. And my mate Paul, who put it on Twitter, said this. He dives for that to try and save that ball like he's never played in goal in his life. He runs, doesn't get a spring, he runs and just jumps in the air like that. Both hands sideways on trying to grab it. I'll stick the link in if you can watch it. It looks like he's just never played in goal before in his life. And the difference he's made between then and now is huge, I think.
I don't think he's a terrible goalkeeper. I'd prefer Freddie Woodman because Freddie Woodman's story is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to go Jack Annick, gets put in, makes a mistake, goes to Ferrick.
Freddie Woodman's got a lot more potential than Jack Annick.
Yeah, or he's mint and he goes to Tottenham without playing a first team game for us and ends up being England's number 1 in 5 years' time. He's not going to.
Mind you, I was saying it's a bit unfair, but go back to that Portland Timbers friendly in the Steve McLaren season when Darlow played the first half and he was flapping all over the shop. This is when Darlow, before he got his confidence, and Woodman came on at half time, just caught everything.
I remember that actually.
Really nice. We got beat, though, still.
Of Portland
But
Timbers.
Woodman was one
He
of the,
does
the
look
few
like he's
positives.
got sticky hands, which is a good thing.
Oi, oi. No wonder you like it. That's the internationals over and done with then for another 2 months or however long it is. In
So
between.
talk about Mikel Merino.
Oh my
Oh,
word!
surely.
God, how
Hell,
can I
he's
forget
the best
that?
player in the world, isn't he?
He is.
Good like.
It's exactly the words I used when I put it in the GIF. I don't want to get carried away with it, but he nutmegs. You know,
Just as if it's training.
it's
like
it's
not
an
even
Italian defender, lads. Let's not forget. I know it's under 21s, but that lad was Italian.
They're really good, aren't
They're
they?
really good
It's the
defensively.
defending, aye.
It's the finish as well, because he just calmly moves himself onto his strong foot. Oh, is he? I don't know if he is left-footed actually.
He's
I-
hands and
I-
everything.
I
man.
believe he's left-footed. Huh?
And he just so calmly just strokes it into the far corner.
Of
Doesn't
course,
lash at it.
of course he's left-footed because that GIF where I got big numbers, the
Oh,
Liverpool
the-
friendly,
the ball.
outside the foot with the left.
Well, yeah,
foot.
we talked about when he signed that left-footed players look better, just naturally. Might have been me talking to myself.
Who was at the West Ham game? You were.
I was.
You were. How? Apparently he was running the show there. Apparently he was excellent.
He was really good, yeah. Because I'm a Newcastle fan, I noticed him doing a couple of misplaced passes as
Of
well.
course
But he was great. I think him and Hayden are a really good partnership.
Very young mind. But you want Freddie Woodman thrown in, who's 9
Exactly.
years old,
exactly.
so I suppose that wouldn't
If
bother
you're
you.
if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Interesting. Court case pending.
Also,
Hey.
then play Shelby in front of them. I've said this before.
The double pivot that Ross wanted so much.
The double P.
I
want
think,
the double?
given Perez has been quite ineffective, I wouldn't be at all adverse to sticking Merino, Shelby, and Hayden in as a 3. I like a 3, mate. I've always liked a 3 in the middle of the park.
I just don't know whether Shelby.
I'm never ever going to sit in your little office again before coming in here because everything is just like
I'm not dirty.
double P.
Oh.
He loves a 3.
Blue cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swansea at home. Away.
Away.
Oh, Christ. Swansea away. I don't want to get dramatic, but I think we dropped 3 points to relegation rivals against Huddersfield. And that could come back to haunt me. Swansea in the same boat.
They're potentially relegation rivals. Yeah, it depends on whether Renato Sanchez actually turns out to be good.
Well-
a lot hinges on him.
Well, a lot of people are like, can't believe Swansea's pulled that off. But I follow, from my days as an aspirational, semi-serious sports journalist, I still follow a number of international sports writers on the Twitter. The 2 German lads I follow were absolutely wetting themselves that he'd gone to Swansea and there was a 30 million clause in it. They were like, German teams just take the piss out of English teams all the time with transfers. Renato Sanchez has been god-awful. Doesn't work, near heart, and the sense he's going into a relegation fight with Swansea. They were predicting he'd be dreadful. So I've, of course, put him in my fantasy league team.
Of course, so have I. I picked him up. It's effectively like if Ben Arfa went to a German team,
Newcastle.
they
Hull.
would hate him. Or Newcastle, yeah, they would hate him.
When Ben Arfa went to Hull. for
No, but
example.
I don't. When Ben Arfa came to Newcastle, we were in a relegation fight, and he was immediately great. Or should have been in a relegation fight, I should say.
To be fair, Ben Arfa didn't play any that season.
Mate,
He played one game.
he got
He was
the Everton
immediately
goal
great
at
and
Everton,
broke his
wasn't
leg.
He got that goal at Everton, then he came on as a sub against Blackpool and tried doing the exact same thing he did against Everton, couldn't do it. Or was the other way around, I think. And then he broke his leg against Man City, and that was it.
De Jong broke his leg.
Aye,
He
Nigel
didn't
de
break his
Jong
leg.
broke his leg.
Aye, but he's the kind of player who could click. Like it's like Bolton, JJ Okocha. You make these
Bolton
moves.
signed yesterday. Oh, we're in agreeing terms with. You'll never guess.
Was
Julio-
JJ Okocha?
Julio Baptista.
Oh, is that where he's gone to?
Bolton.
What's he? 40,
Wow.
48-year-old.
Baptista.
Was that him that scored that fucking...
You got 4 goals for Arsenal once, remember that.
No, the Swazzer in the thing that happened in the off-season. The Legends thing.
The Swazzer in the off-season.
There was like... Do you remember that thing? I was on Sky. Was it on Sky? It was like all the international teams.
Five-a-sides.
The five-a-side thing.
Swazzer.
Just fucking...
Oh, I know what you mean.
Thunder-
Yeah.
was
Was
him,
that
was
him? I don't know. Maybe.
He was Brazilian. Who cares either way? He's going to Bolton.
Bolton. That's a football manager.
That
That's
was
a football
what I
manager
thought.
won that in it.
It's like 35, 36-year-old Baptista.
Convince him there's one more job to do before retirement. Mine used to be Les Ferdinand. Used to always get him for lower league sides, way back in the day. Do I see Big Les is on the score sheet again, game for Grenfell?
And then his Achilles exploded.
I've only seen the highlights. Only watched the Merino
You've
bit.
seen Big Al murking Merino in the dressing room.
No.
He goes, "Oh, we've invited the world's greatest manager today, but Sir Alex Ferguson couldn't come. Here's Jose Mourinho."
Whoa.
Jose was on good form, like. He's a bit of a clown, isn't he? He's
I've
a
got
bit cheeky.
Mourinho gets a lot of stick, but you couldn't imagine like Guardiola or anybody else like that going in goal for a charity game and getting annoyed at the offsides and then smashing a penalty in, could you? He's got a sense of humour about it. Oh, I thought his goalkeeping technique was...
I didn't think that would
Oh,
happen.
he's not a goalkeeper.
I didn't think that would be happening 10 years ago. Like, there's something's
No, probably
changed.
not.
Them.
He obviously just
Maybe
respects
Pep will get there.
Big
soon.
Al.
Maybe's, don't we all?
Peter Crouch played in that game. Peter Crouch, who was a Premier League footballer.
Peter Crouch is also a Radio X DJ over the summer. When I would go home, I like to flick on Radio X and it would be whatever, Peter Crouch, and he'd come on, hello there. No,
Peter Crouch is on Radio X.
weeknights on Radio X. I don't know if he still does it, but it was in the off season.
I missed that. I like the Peter Crouch bit where he obviously Farah gave him the shout and Peter Crouch didn't score the tap in. He let Mo Farah smash it into the roof of the net. It's a nice touch.
Sir Mo Farah.
Sir Mo. Is he Sir?
He loves his fucking corn, doesn't he? Corn.
Corn? Is he a corn spokesperson?
He's
I thought
got
you
the
were
advert on
make
telly,
some-
hasn't he, for sausages?
Some sort of
Oh,
allegation
no, he
there.
does. He does, aye. He
Yeah.
does.
Some sort
Full of protein.
Full
It's
of
good.
protein. I've never had
Some
corn.
sort of allegation about...
Go on. Finish your thought.
Doping. Well, that's what he was going to say.
Well, no, that's not what he or NUFC fans
No,
or
we
what
don't
Culture
believe that.
Limited said at all. Thank
The
you very much.
opinions expressed in this podcast are not those of us.
Except yours.
Except mine.
Which are
Which are wrong
definitely-
anyway,
which are
so it doesn't
definitely
matter.
yours. Back on
Find us on Twitter at Newcastle Fans TV.
Back on Swansea, though. Do you think we turned a corner with West Ham, or are we still going to struggle?
This
away from home?
fucking break, we might have done, but this break's just, we forgot what happened, haven't we?
I don't think we needed to turn a corner. Look at the Spurs game.
Well, we
didn't
did.
play.
We lost the
I'm
first
not
two
gonna,
games,
I'm not
mate.
going to start jabbing the table because somebody made a comment about us doing that.
Doing that, man. That's what you do.
No, I point when I'm angry. Do that.
Go on, just do it. Didn't care about the comments, man. Be confident in who you are.
I'd be a,
Get
be
your
a
shirt off.
peacock. No, nobody wants that. I forgot what I was fucking saying. It was
Swansea.
about Swansea.
We don't need
Yeah,
to
we
turn
turned
the
Oh no!
corner.
Yeah, look at the Spurs game. We got fucked out of a result there, and we played well.
Mm-hmm.
Huddersfield was just a freak.
When I say turned a corner, I perhaps don't mean in terms of like the performance.
Do you mean did we win after we'd lost two
No, I
games?
just mean
'Cause
there was
that's very accurate.
there was a
we did.
horrible cloud hanging over everything, and it's not been made better by the transfer things and all this stuff about Ashley and all this stuff about Rafa. But beating West Ham 3-0 audibly it lifted a lot of weight off people, the fans and the players.
Having a wank makes a bad day really good.
Here we go. There'll be another video somewhere of him saying it doesn't make your day better.
No, it's just everything's about.
But it does.
Are you all right?
But no, but it does.
Are you in heat?
I'm always in heat, mate.
Do you want to have a quick go on the table?
I
There?
do. But what I mean is, notoriously as a fan base, if we win, everything bad disappears out the window.
That's good.
I know.
We just want to win football
Yeah.
matches. But I'm saying,
So I'm saying that it wasn't that there was an overriding misery about everything. It's just that was
There
just
was
the
though,
reaction.
because
like-
there was
it was
a
doom and gloom.
horrible performance,
Doom and
plus
gloom.
with a transfer crack. It couldn't have been much worse. The only thing that could have made it worse is Rafa buggered off during that time
Do you
before the
think-
West
which
Ham
at
game.
the time of recording,
Do you think?
hasn't.
Do you think we revel somewhat in being victims as a fan base? You look at the treatment, and I'm going to get. I know. I'll get pelters for this, but you look at Mitrovic, right?
Right.
Sorry, it's not Mitrovic. Dele Alli sticks his finger up at somebody.
Right.
Newcastle Twitter explodes. Oh, if that was Shelby, look at what Shelby did. This is a disgrace. There's a media campaign against her. Then Mitrovic dives.
It's fucking.
And somehow that gets spun into we're the victims of some conspiracy in the south. But it's like, what? Do you not think that
That's just-
like a media
I'm
conspiracy?
gonna,
bollocks.
I'm gonna have to ask you to give me the. I can't find it with my own brain. The link between Mitrovic diving and a conspiracy in the south of England.
A media,
Yeah,
a
the-
media
The alley,
conspiracy.
the alley finger is a problem with our media, full stop, because in no other country would that be
focus on it,
highlighted
yeah.
and focused on. It's just
See,
here.
I've seen a lot of people saying that. In
It's
no other
true,
in
though.
no other country does this get done. How many of you watch like France's internationals with French coverage? I don't know what they talk about if something like this happens.
It's a good point, but ours like is sensationalised these little minute things. It was just a joke between him and Walker. That's all it was. He clarified on Twitter.
Wait.
Yeah, we're going. Oh, who's he doing that?
I've
His
got
mum will be
I
disgusted.
know exactly.
I've got
All
to
he
say-
did was stick his finger up.
I know.
I've got to say, I don't think that was a Kyle Walker, and I think it's been quite funny watching the FA.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh no, wasn't it Kyle? Wasn't it you, Kyle? Wasn't it you? I've not seen anything that says that was Kyle Walker. Like,
Okay, we'll all do it, man. Well, we'll do it now, shall we?
That's a point. When I play international football, I do that quite a lot.
Anyway, people seem like
Nice for Rangers in, didn't he?
victim mentality.
Victim mentality.
Focus on it.
What's the Mitrovic thing?
carry on.
Connect that for us.
Saying that he was being hounded out. Sorry, not hounded. Hounded for the dive, which we missed out.
It was he. I'll watch that game.
Saying there's an uneven response to things that happen in Newcastle to everywhere else.
What were people saying? I didn't see anybody saying anything about it. Just that was stupid.
You spend all of your time Googling yourself, that's why. You don't look on Twitter for other things.
Shy Gallagher.
Googling.
Carry on.
Personally, the reaction I saw, it would have been no different if a striker for any other club did the same thing. We would have been angry. Their fans would have been, that's funny.
Were people getting really wound up about it?
It's somebody diving. It's not right, is it?
It was on the halfway line.
It was
relieving
predominantly
pressure.
more...
The lad put his hand... He didn't foul him, but he put his hand in his back and he went down to relieve... Like, it's a lot... Loads of strike. I don't
It'll be
get
the fans of that club the player plays for think it's funny, and the fans of the other clubs don't. Happens everywhere.
Yeah.
That'll happen all the time.
It was on
I just think,
it was on the
to be
halfway
honest, it's more the Shelby Dele Alli thing that did it.
That was annoying, and especially with the follow-up stat that was been like 428 games since we've had a player sent off against us.
Is it 96 or something?
It's some
But
extraordinary.
There's not a conspiracy.
I don't think there is. It's just it's unfortunate, and it also shows that we end up buying a lot of fucking naive players who'll do that stuff.
That's the thing, innit? I didn't see where Mitro's dive was. If Serbia were under pressure and the ball's just been cleared by their defenders.
They were defending a corner after Ireland had very nearly scored. Defending this corner, gets cleared out. Mitrovic gets it, starts pelting it upfield.
And then he goes
One of the
down.
Irish lads comes over.
Brady.
He puts his hand on him, and Mitrovic just straight.
I'd only
goes
seen
down
the
straight away.
GIF, but with that context, that's clever. I like that.
Yeah.
It's taking the pressure off his
He
team.
did, and the move. It was.
Then they can all get fucking
It's
back
the
in their
manner.
shape.
I think even the commentator at the time was like, "Oh,
It isn't the
very, very
justification.
smart by Mitrovic."
Yeah,
That
it's not the justification or the logic. It's the way that he dived. He might as well have gone like this.
it was. To be fair, it was a hilarious dive. He's pretty much on his face by the time the lad touched him. But anyway, I've lost the tangent
we
of
were
this.
talking about that.
I've lost the tangent of this.
I'm just
where's this come
saying.
from?
I think that our fans somewhat
That
revel
was it.
in being miserable.
Do we?
And haven't. Well, look, we get told
do.
every time. I don't. I hate it. I hate what it does to me.
You
We
love
get told
being
every
miserable.
time that the best way for Newcastle to win is siege mentality. Make it a fortress. Everybody against us. So naturally it plays into that. We want it to be war.
Ours.
Ours.
Very
I
good.
want
Want it to be war.
Very good. Very good.
Sometimes jokes don't need to be there.
Very good. And other times they absolutely do. Anyway, back on Swansea. How do you think we'll get on?
I think if our away fans make it
Have
war
a siege mentality.
and shout at Tammy Abraham, then
Oh, it's a Tammy Abraham derby, isn't it?
we might
Forgot
be
about
all right.
What was the score the year went down there?
that. The ever went down.
I remember
They
it being...
beat us because
Did they?
Jefferson Montero had the game of his
Oh,
life.
it was the second game of the season or something, wasn't it?
Against. Oh, God,
Swansea.
yeah. I
That
remember that.
absolutely murdered on the
Ooh.
wings.
That was
Montero in
dreadful.
particular.
I remember the year before when...
Hi, Paul.
Paul Montero.
Dumb it.
Dumb it. Oh, yes.
I remember the year before when Pards was on the brink and then went and got a draw there after being 2-0 down.
I remember
It wasn't even Paul too much.
the year we were really good and we won 2-0 there.
Yeah.
Cisse scored that
lob.
Well, it wasn't a lob because he just kicked it forward and somehow it went straight up in the air and down again.
Yes. I watched that in Fluid. It's not anymore.
No.
But now it's a bar. It used to be a sports bar. Now it's a...
Is this what happens as you get older as a Newcastle fan? I'm starting to wonder. Do you start defining eras by like which closed down
where you
bars
used to-
you
where
remember
used
us
to
being
drink
good
at.
in?
Yeah, the Dulce and that.
Because I remember
80s that.
when we had that 10-game unbeaten run at the start of the season. Yeah, we finished 5th. I was watching that in like Centurion back when Centurions pulled the big screen down and all that.
That's still
It was
there.
Halloween night, and I turned to my mate and went, "Are we going to win the league?" And he laughed and said, "No." That was the last time I remember us being good.
Well, at the Stoke game.
Aye,
I remember that game.
Denver Bar.
My
when
first year.
we first found out about strawberry
First
syrup.
year
Wasn't
of
that-
university, that.
Gabriel Obertan's
Aye.
amazing game.
When we were like, "Oh, we might have got one here." God, this is what international
No, we
breaks do
weren't.
to. We're
No,
talking
that
about
was
bloody
2
overtime.
years. That was like 2 years after he signed that.
It wasn't.
No,
It was his
was
first
it?
season.
He signed in the summer of 2011, and that game was in October 2011.
He replaced Barton, if you remember rightly.
I just remember him playing really well.
I remember that season when he scored against Blackburn away. And I had
Oh, he's back.
Aye.
two Blackburn fans. Who's
He's back. Gabby overtime when he scored against Blackburn. There's no one in the room. Don't worry.
I thought that's what he meant.
Far.
But aye, funny. Watching it with two Blackburn fans, no Batan runs through and slots it away.
Are we going to beat
Good
Swansea?
times.
For God's sake.
I don't think we are.
I think we might draw.
I think that break came at the worst time.
Do you know what the most likely thing is?
Against
Rafa
Swansea.
Benitez is going to drop Mikel Merino. I
Why
can
have you
just
fucking-
see it coming.
Played the same team the entire of last season, Simon, apart from when like Selzy had to drop because he was terrible.
But who did he start with when Merino and Shelvey were available?
Shelvey?
It was
Exactly.
a brand new
Because
signing.
he just bought Marino and Shelvey was the vice captain.
You're telling me that Shelvey's not in his first team?
No. I'd be astonished.
might not
I'd
be now.
astonished if Shelvey starts.
Might be a bit of
Astonished.
the final
remember.
straws.
Oh,
I'm-
do you know what?
if
You know
I'm
what's
wrong-
really annoying? He's probably
if
right.
I'm
Though.
wrong-
Oh, Mikel played 2 games. It was in internationals. He was looking a bit tired.
He's tired, yeah.
Oh, he's right as well. Oh God, he's right.
Put a timestamp on that.
I think you're fucking wrong.
He's right. He will.
He might play Merino and Shelvey.
What can you imagine?
I think there's a chance he'll play those 3 in the middle with Hayden, 2 in the middle with Hayden.
Oh,
He's not going to drop Iosi
touching
Perez.
that phone. Oh, I will be sick.
I thought you were jizzing your pants at the suggestion he was going to play 3 people in the middle.
I
You
don't
play
think-
Iosi? You play Iosi Perez? Especially as it's an away game. He's not going to play them 3. It's a lovely idea. Look, I'm not going to say it's not.
the double.
But he's not going
pivot.
to play him.
I just think if there is an away game, would do it is against Swansea because they're quite puss as well, aren't they?
They are. They just lost Sigurdsson as well and not replaced him, except for Renato Sanchez.
So their midfields like Tom Carroll and Sam Klukas.
Oh, that's who the sign. I was going to say
fucking
who
hell.
did the sign for
Sam.
way too much money, and it was him.
Hull for like 16 million baht.
We were linked with him for the entire summer.
I tell you what, if he was stood in that light, he'd be getting sunburned.
I am.
I was going to say Simon's there. Who is Sam Klukas? The whole
Played
one?
for Hull, yeah.
Hull, aye.
Is any good?
Midfielder.
He was Hull's best
I'm
player.
very excited to watch him run absolute rings around us.
After this.
Super Sunday.
About Merino after we've said he's the
Is
best
Jefferson
player in the
Montero
world.
still there?
I
If he is,
believe
he's
he was
been
available
MIA.
in the summer because he was linked to lots of people,
Including
including
us.
Newcastle United, obviously.
Almost like we're just the default name agents give to newspapers when they're trying
Yeah.
to drum up a bit of support for
or
their...
or newspapers just pick out
Yeah,
to sell
because they
some
know
comments.
we'll read it.
Yeah.
Almost. Maybe it's not quite. Anyway, guns to heads. We're getting beat. We're going to win. We're going to draw.
Oh, I think we're going to win.
Under the Kosh point.
I'd take that, actually. I would
Under
take
the
a point.
cosh.
A point away at Swansea, given the state we're in.
Saying
is not
that, though,
too
who's
bad.
their strikers now then? If
Tammy,
Tammy Abraham.
who else?
Laurent's gone, hasn't he?
He
Yeah.
went. Did he go to
Chelsea,
Chelsea?
Tottenham.
He went to
Tottenham.
Tottenham. Went to
He
Tottenham.
went to win the cup for Tottenham.
I think they might have signed another striker on deadline day.
Probably. Every fucker did except us.
Was it
Answers
Dwight
on,
Gale?
answers on a postcard.
Imagine we just
They
turned
must
over the
have,
ground.
because they got rid of Laurenti. They must have.
Must have done. They must. It's unthinkable that a team.
That kid who loves you doing that's going to be dead.
Why
impressed.
you don't wear boxer shorts because you got a massive stonk?
Yeah.
See that comment?
It's very,
No.
very accurate.
Oh no, you posted that, didn't you?
Aye.
Why? It makes no logical sense
No,
for
it was
Simon
me.
not to wear underwear
Yeah.
after the gym. He's
It was
right,
because
mind.
it was because they were soaking.
Take a spare
Yeah,
pair?
take a spare.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I intended to do. I just forgot. I'm not just casual. At my age, are you kidding? Your bollocks drop more when you're old.
What are you doing? Is there anything
You know,
else to talk about?
Thinking about Simon's bowels for the rest of the podcast.
That's the people don't
Pods.
tune in for
Podcast.
pods.
Peas in a pod.
Oh, people actually like this. Why do people actually like this? Swansea. Who've we got after Swansea? I don't even know.
Who've got after Swansea?
Yeah.
Stoke, wasn't it?
Oh
It's
my
at,
god.
It's at home, Stoke. Aye.
Stoke at home. We haven't even got the cup to worry about. Fantastic.
Duck on the menu for Stoke lads. Duck.
Oh, is it? Aye. Well, you've had your sweet taste of the box. While we
Ah,
were all at
mate.
the Roxton.
Sweet taste of the box. Ding.
Oh my god.
I had my ox's cheek.
How was
Which
it?
was honestly that was the best thing
Fucking
I've ever
delightful,
served.
that.
Best thing.
I was delighted to hear that you were all stuck in that box for the better part of 3 or 4 hours and you got beat in the end. That did cheer me up slightly.
I didn't care, me. I was
No, it was.
You're going to say we
had a few pints.
few pints. There we go.
He enjoyed the occasion.
Did he?
Only thing is,
Like when
though,
you go on a game show and you get beat. I'm just happy to be here, Bill.
Apparently, you're not allowed. Can we slag the club off you?
No, it's not the club. It's not the club. It's the I can't remember who it is. It's
You're
the
not
league
allowed
or somebody.
to stand in sight of the glass doors, to, like, you know where the box
Yeah,
is? Their
I know.
box. It's like up and
I've
away
been-
from the pitch.
I've been told off for
You're
this.
not
before.
allowed to stand in sight of the pitch. They can't see you from the pitch drinking a beer, as if that'll distract them.
It is. Well, quite hard.
Mitrovic it might like.
Well, he's got a.
He's got a pint.
He's
Oh,
got
man, I can elbow somebody and get sent off so I can go and have one.
It's fucking stupid.
It's just a stupid rule. It's a stupid rule. It isn't just the people on the pitch. It's supposedly the fans as well. Because if you can't see there's somebody drinking, it doesn't exist.
No.
It's like T-Rex.
You can't drink in the ground though.
I know, but
So
you know how to
surely it's advertising.
T-Rex can't see if
Surely
if
it's,
it doesn't move.
surely
I
it's
don't know why.
advertising for them, isn't it? Oh, look at that! Him in the box having that lovely pint. I think I'll get 2 at half time. Mad.
Nobody looking at me drinking a pint is going to be like, oh, that's a good outfit for beer, lad.
I've seen the way you drink as well, just like that.
Yeah.
Just pour it down.
Power drinker.
Power drinker. You are a power drinker. You admitted this.
I am a power drinker.
You go
yeah.
for the Mike Ashley school of I don't drink
As
often,
much
but
as
when
possible
I do, I drink as quickly as possible
in
to get drunk.
4 to 5 hours.
Good.
I think that's it then, really, unless anybody else has got any other business. Mitro got a 3-match ban.
Can we?
Is that Gale in or Hosselu? Who you start?
I think Hosselu will
I
start.
think Arsenal's the #1 man at the minute.
Gale completely frozen out then.
Till
for you?
Gale gets fit. I don't think Gale's fit, is he?
He's apparently he said he was injured, and he was played despite his
Concerns.
same as Mr. Paul Dummett apparently injured.
Oh,
Forced to play because we've got no left back support. Oh, by the way, Mbemba went off injured last night.
apparently he's fine.
Oh, that's
I read that he went off injured, but apparently he's alright. It was just
Scored a
precautionary.
goal, didn't he?
It was shocking, mind. Have you
They
seen,
got,
seen
did they
his header?
they got beat the first game. Did they get beat last night?
No, 2-2. 2-2. He headed it.
Who won?
Football was the winner. Headed it with his eyes shut and hit him like about there in the face.
An Andy O'Brien special.
Yeah, Andy O'Brien special.
That picture's a
Which bars did you used to watch Newcastle in when Andy O'Brien played?
Bourgoignes. There's one for you. That is now Debenhams.
I could just make one up as well if I wanted to.
It's Debenhams. It was a proper
Bourgoignes?
bar. All of my mates used to wear them. That was the place to be. There's nowhere in town that's good for matches now.
Actually-
We'll give a plug to the Warehams because they do half
I
price
quite
beer.
like being in Asper's Sports Bar, mate.
But it's
Oh, the
expensive.
downstairs
No,
one.
it's fucking not like
The downstairs bit with the pool-
£2.50
with the pool
at
tables.
Foster's.
But Foster's. I wouldn't wash my dick in Foster's, mate.
You don't wash your dick full
Stop being
stop.
a fucking Tory, will you? Drink some Foster's.
No, Moretti, £2 odd in Warehams during the match.
Is it?
But I give us some kickbacks here.
Where's the warerooms?
Next to Your Eyes Only.
Oh, I might have to-
World headquarters.
Next to me.
Aye,
across
right
the
next,
road from
right
my
next to your
flat.
house, aye.
Christ, I'm well gone there from now
Oh
on.
God, I'm not going.
You'll have to get
two
cheap.
bar-
We'll go on
Two
Sunday.
Barbares.
Come and see what.
Come
the warerooms.
Come and have
We'll
a
be
fight
doing
with
a day
Simon
of
at the
talk- a day
warerooms
of
on
talking.
Sunday. 10 bats. Well, that was the point. We're not going to go at the. We're going to go at the transfer talk.
Unbelievably, we haven't been invited to talk on it.
I can't believe that.
When is it tomorrow?
Why the
Tomorrow.
fuck would we be invited to talk on it?
Because we talk sense.
Yeah, but we're not paid to talk sense.
No, that's
though.
true.
We're just
Yeah.
doing this for the crack.
This
Yeah,
is just for fun, huh? No, I don't know.
It's
What do you
quite
think?
good,
What
it's
do you
quite
think
good
they're going
lineup.
to do though?
Well, I just
It's
think
just going to be like
quite
them saying,
quite insightful gentlemen.
them not saying, we make up rumours, and the crowd not going, we know.
Oh well.
No, I do
think that's a bit-
like.
I think that's a bit unkind.
George Colgan, really good talker on football.
Luke
I would
Edwards
go and
is
see
there.
him
I've
only.
been to see Luke Edwards before. He's good
yeah.
egg. Can't hear who else is there.
Simon
Quite
Bird's there,
literally,
isn't he? Simon Bird's
Good
there.
egg, he's up there.
Very good, very good. Simon Bird. Why don't get on? We had an argument once.
Why?
I called out somebody else who's also on the panel for talking rubbish, and Simon Bird tweeted me defending her.
I can say who's on the panel, and I'm going to see his reactions. Not Douglas.
Nope.
Mr. Mark Douglas is on the panel.
It was Louise Taylor. I'll just tell.
Oh, was it?
Well,
that's fine.
I said that's a load of rubbish.
Of
That's
course
not true.
she's there.
And he tweeted me saying, that's my colleague. Blah blah blah. This is this that and the other. And then I replied to him saying something like, yes, but it was a very reasoned argument. And then he DM'd me going, actually, I agree with you. I just can't say. And I was like,
Turn cut.
This was
You've put this out in front of the world.
7 years ago. It was fine. It was just after I got out of university.
Isn't that almost... No, I was going to say that's when JFK said which one Simon Bird, but that's much more recent than that, isn't it?
It was.
You're a cunt, mate.
I was well after that. Well after that.
That was
Met him
funny,
though.
that.
Nice
That was
guy.
funny.
They're all good eggs on the panel.
If you can
Except-
get down, I would recommend it.
I don't know if it's so. There's a couple of tickets. What are we doing? They're advertising for?
I don't know.
Come buy us a
'Cause
pint
it's
in the
nice.
wear rooms
It's-
instead on Sunday.
Yeah, but it's for charity, and we're not really a charity.
We are
Not
a
the
charity.
money we
case.
get paid
We're a
for
charity
this.
case. Right. So either go to that on Thursday, come to the thing on Sunday, or don't. We really don't care.
I will-
Thanks for joining us on another formless, shapeless NUFC fans forum. It's just how you like it, you dirty bitches. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us where you go to watch the match in the comments, because we have run out of good pubs. Are we going to beat Swansea or we're not? I don't care. Just tell Simon he talks
Do
about it.
care.
Yeah, but bye. Go away.